Sam, Scher, the U.S. State Department confirmed today that an American was killed in a Russian attack. Jim Hill from Idaho, according to his family. His sister posted on Facebook that Hill was waiting in a bread line with others when they were gunned down by Russian military snipers. This is at least the second U.S. citizen killed in Ukraine. A journalist was killed last week. Today, the U.S. Secretary of State said they're in the process of evaluating and documenting potential war crimes committed by Russia.
The intentional targeting of civilians would constitute a war crime.
A heavy attack on Chernihiv, a city north of Kyiv, left at least 53 dead, including an American citizen. Ukrainian authorities say the bodies of children and their parents were also recovered by rescue workers. In Mariupol, rescuers search for survivors in the ruins of a drama theater. Video shows that days before it was bombed, hundreds had been using it as a shelter. The extent of the casualties is not known due to limited communication. Satellite imagery captured the word children in Russian in large letters in front and behind the theater, an apparent effort to avoid being targeted by Russian forces. A Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman denied accusations that the Russian military was responsible for the theater bombing, saying Russia has made clear armed forces do not shell civilian infrastructure. President Biden went after Russian President Vladimir Putin.
A murderous dictator, a pure thug who is waging an immoral war against the people of Ukraine.
The U.S. House voted to suspend normal trade relations with Russia, preparing for Biden to enact higher tariffs on more products to further weaken the Russian economy.
Yes,
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visited injured people in a hospital in Kyiv and also met with rescuers to express the country's gratitude and award medals for their work. Smoke was seen rising from Kyiv's skyline. More rescue efforts underway as firefighters help dozens of people escape burning buildings. This video shows nurses caring for surrogate-born babies trapped in Kyiv. Many of their parents are in foreign countries. Poland's border guards say nearly 2 million refugees have crossed from Ukraine.
Many people leave family members like fathers, brothers, and sons behind, and they are very scared and worried.
The number of refugees is estimated to have reached more than 3 million. This Mariupol resident says they have nothing to eat, no light, and no heat.
And we understand the U.S. is trying to help Ukrainian refugees by making changes at the U.S.-Mexico border. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on there?
Scher, U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas said Customs and Border Protection agents along the U.S.-Mexico border were instructed to allow Ukrainians to enter the country to seek asylum. U.S. refugee officers have also been sent to Europe to screen Ukrainian refugees. And coming up, the Secretary of State warns about a Russian false flag attack. We'll have those details at 6.